all my supporters, man, and the support Ticket team. Hey, Ticket the real one, man. Ticket, man, it's all good. Ticket, man. You know you built it from the ground up. You know you that nigga anyway, so we ain't worried about that other stuff, man. Just keep grinding, keep pushing, brother. It's all good. We good. Hey, man. I want to touch on. I want to touch on the Boston Celtics, man, and what I've been saying for a while. Ticket even said it himself how he don't believe that the Celtics would do anything. Celtics a good team. They got good talent. But the thing is, when it comes to winning championships, when it comes to getting the job done, they are not that type of caliber team. And when you analyze the last few years and how they made, whether it's conference finals or even the NBA finals, you can analyze it. You can analyze it by looking at the fact that a lot of teams that they face, they was in lucky situations. Milwaukee wasn't in full strength. You run into the Miami Heat. Miami Heat wasn't in full strength, and they took them 7 games last year. So imagine Miami wasn't missing that 20-point a game scorer on Tyler Hero, which he was playing good ball in the playoffs that postseason as well. So that series could have turned out different last year to the point where that Boston didn't make the NBA Finals. But we got a lot of delusional Boston fans really think that they're better than what they really are. Jason Tatum, as talented as he is, he shrinks from the big moments. For some reason, he shies away from. He doesn't embrace it like I believe he should. Got the talent. Could be a great two-way player. He could be real consistent if you put his mind to it and he focuses. But he just doesn't have that it factor to me for him to take Boston to the next level. Because think about it, you guys. They've been knocking on the door for his winning championship since 2018. They've been right there. And Jason Tatum was supposed to be the up and coming superstar in the NBA, really one of the new faces in the league. But Jason Tatum has to take that step. Yeah. As good as he is, he still hasn't taken that step to proclaim being one of the best basketball players in the NBA. And to me, that's the reason why Boston won't win. Because he haven't took that next step and haven't stepped up to take that challenge on being the best player, one of the best players in the whole league. So the thing is, Boston got great talent. Malcolm Brogdon been playing exceptional. They got everything you need in a team to win a title. But when it comes to intangibles, when it comes to the mental fortitude, when it comes to just sometimes just taking what teams give you, Boston fell shortly at that. And missing Ime Udoka is a huge problem too. The players, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, even Jason Tatum, during the offseason was expressing their concerns and basically expressed how they felt about Ime not coming back being their coach. Joe Masula, unfortunately, hasn't filled in the shoes of Ime Udoka. Yes, he's winning because the team is just that damn good. But when you look at it, they took a significant decline on the defensive side of the ball. They got worse on the defensive side of the ball, which was their caterpillar into which made them a successful team for the last few years. Uh, Boston, and all actuality, the offense not is flowing as much as it normally used to be. It was more flowing, more ball movement and everything with Ime Udoka. Now it's more isolation. You even saw that last night against Philly. Hell, you had everybody trying to isolate to get a bucket instead of making the right pass, instead of running the right sets to get the best shot each and every possession. Boston has lost their identity. And they on verge of losing to a team. Joel Embiid led 76 team, never been past the second round since his tender being there. But now they got an opportunity. They got 2 games to to make their case to the first Eastern Conference Finals since Allen Iverson played for the Philadelphia 76ers. Joel Embiid, maybe it's his time. But at the same time, I do believe when you break down their rosters, Boston is clear cut the better team. But at the same time, when you fraudulent, when you lack certain intangibles that you need on every team to become a championship team, Boston is missing those things significantly, despite the talent that they have. End of the day, y'all. The Boston Celtics are frauds. They are not going to win anything. And I think, end of the day, their window is closed soon. I think Jaylen Brown, he's going to try to find his way up out of there because all the disrespect that he's been receiving for the last few years of being the trade rumors, not getting paid properly, and not getting his just due as being one of the premier top shooting guards in the NBA from his own franchise. Jason Tatum, I think eventually his goal set to go to the West Coast, play for the Los Angeles Lakers eventually, leave Boston. So people may think they're young, they got time. No, they do not. Boston is these younger guys. They are not built like the Larry Birds and the Kevin McHale's, the Paul Pierces of the world that would stay with them and play the majority of their career in one spot. Not like the Bill Russells of the world, John Havlicek. These younger guys, they're not gonna be loyal to a city and to a franchise. They're only gonna be loyal to themselves and to what they want. So you guys may think you got a window. Time's ticking. If y'all don't get it this year, y'all only got one more year, and that's next season to get it done. And obviously, I guarantee that the Celtics will not get it done. They will not win a chip, and this would be a failed experiment. All the work of Danny Ainge getting all this talent. Hey, shout out to Bruno on the cash shop, man. I appreciate that. Hit me with the 20 spot, man. Hey, I appreciate that for my brother, man. My brother, he's going through some things right now. He was improperly stopped. They didn't have any probable cause. But since he's a felon,
My bad. Herm fell out, y'all. He can come right back. Like, share, subscribe, hop on in here. Johnny Ali, what you got on what Herm was saying?
Yeah. I mean, no, I just got in, but I think that Philly definitely got a game. Uh, do I think they can close Game 6? That's honestly up to. That's gonna be up to how James Harden plays. Honestly, if James Harden don't go off for like at least 40, I think Celtics can come back and win this series.
I don't think so. I think Boston just not as good as they were last year. I think they don't have the focus that they had with Ime Udoka. Ime Udoka is sorely missed because certain adjustments that Joe can make right now, he hasn't made them. That's due to the fact he's just not that good of a coach. And then you got Boston. Then you got players got their own little agendas right now. Rumors going around. Jaylen Brown hasn't been happy. Hasn't been a happy camper. Um, Probably wants to leave very soon, sooner than what people really realize. They just defensively, they significantly fallen off bad defensively. They're not as dominant, not as great defensively as they once were. And I think end of the day, Philly is hungry. Tyrese Maxey really the X factor in this series. I don't even think James Harden had to play top notch. And Maxey keep playing the way he's playing, and Boston clearly don't have an answer for Maxey right now. I think and Embiid, he could do the same thing he did last night. Philadelphia 76ers going to their first Eastern Conference Finals, and there's nothing Boston can do about it. I think if I'm Boston though, I'll start Malcolm Brogdon next game. I'll bring Marcus Smart off the bench. Malcolm Brogdon been exceptional, been great from the field, been great offensively. That's one adjustment I'll make if I'm Boston. I'm starting Malcolm Brogdon because he's giving it to you both ends, but he's a clear cut better facilitator. He's a better scorer. He's more reliable on the offensive end. Marcus Smart, it's not like it won't be his first time coming off the bench. Yes, it may piss off. I don't know what it's gonna do to his psyche, but if I'm Boston right now, you got to start Malcolm Brogdon, and so you can get off to a better start offensively. And Marcus Smart, if he embraces it the right way, he'll give you that energy and give you all that facing up with Maxi off the bench as well, so you can kind of play substitution games with Marcus Smart coming in the same time as Maxi. There's a lot of different things they could do with that, but I don't think Joe Masula gonna make those type of adjustments, and I firmly believe shit they gonna make it to they gonna win Game 6 and go to the Eastern Conference Finals, man. Shout out to Philly.
That's a great point you said about Malcolm Brogdon, Herm, and salute to the panel, man. Uh,
Shout out to Maz, man. Salute my
what up,
brother.
big dog? Salute ticket. I think Malcolm Brogdon is a key to game 6 and 7. I mean, I thought they brought Malcolm in to be that stabilizing force that they were looking for last year, to have less turnovers, have more of a winning style offense, right? Not so much ISO centric. I mean, it's okay for Jalen and Jason to do their thing isolation wise, but listen, they're not Katie and they're not Devin Booker. And so Boston has more of a complete team. And so Jason and Jalen going off on a tangent, trying to score 1-on-1 versus 2 or 3 guys, like that's not what's required for them. It's required in certain stretches during the game, but these guys go on tangents where they think they're just those two verse five. You know what I'm saying? I think Malcolm Brogdon can run the offense. You made a great point with offense and defense. He's definitely legit on both ends of the court. He's a good shooter. He's a 50-40-90 guy. And again, I think Boston's core, which is Jason, Jalen, and Marcus Smart, I think the Boston coaching staff is afraid to break that up in the starting lineup. It's almost like they're trying to make Marcus Smart happy instead of addressing the need to win. At this point in the season, man, it's not about friendships or you being happy. It's about what's best for the team and what translate to wins. And so for me, you made a great point. I would bring Marcus off the bench, but it's not going to happen, especially not now because you're in the second round. I mean, this should have been established from day one, right? Which he didn't do. Missoula didn't do this from day one. And I've been on record saying that he should have made that shift and change from day one. So that way, in a moment like tomorrow, there's no surprises. Marcus would have already been used to his role. And now, if you do it now, it's just going to cause more, confusion among the team. But for me, it just comes down to just winning style, man. Boston does a lot of dumb things. They turn the ball over.
Facts.
They dribble, bro. I've never seen two players like willingly dribble into like 2 or 3 guys and try to go through players like the players aren't there. Like Jason and Jalen Brown have some of the most dumbest turnovers, and you see it with Kevin Durant at times too in the Phoenix Denver series. It's like you can't go through 2 guys. Like, why are you going that way for it? Like, go the other way. And then Jason's lack of awareness. Just let me keep going here real quick. Jason Tatum's lack of awareness, lack of acknowledging the moment. He's too good and he's too great to be this passive, this carefree, this nonchalant. Jason has a demeanor about him during games where it's almost like he thinks he's arrived and he plays as if he's already accomplished something. And I don't like that, bro. And here's my last point. Jason comes into these games wearing Kobe Bryant t-shirts. He tries to spew the Mamba mentality and he tries to replica, Kobe being Bryant, pre-interviews and so on and so forth. Well, I think that's fucking, excuse my language. I think that's disingenuous because your game says something else. Like, we wouldn't see Kobe Bryant playing like this. And so if you're going to scream the Mamba mentality, like, at least have your game back it up. I'm okay with
Right.
dudes missing shots, you know what I'm saying? Because it's American Men's League. But I'm more talking about Jason's mentality, bro. It's like I don't see it game in and game out. We talk about AD being inconsistent. Jason Tatum should be in that same conversation as being inconsistent.
Mm.
He'll give you 31 game, and then the next game, dude going like 1 for 9, 1 for 8, 5 for 17. I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing? Like this
Mm.
is ridiculous. And so I do listen. I think Boston is the better team. I think James and Joel are just too elite. Listen, bro, James Harden right now, woo, this dude is playing winning basketball.
Mm.
We
That's
can't
a
What up,
say
fact.
Herm?
that about
What up,
James
Mark?
Harden.
What
Shout
up,
out
what
Young
up, Herm?
Africa. Shout out
James
Young.
Harden is playing winning basketball. What's up, Africa? James Harden's playing winning basketball. I'm almost done, bro. James Harden's playing winning basketball. He's playing with an aggression that I haven't seen him play with since Houston. Bro, when has James Harden been hitting this step back or hezzy mid-range jump shot? Like, he hasn't done that all season long, really. He's shooting that. He's winning his matchup. He's not waiting. He's going. He's facilitating. His three balls going down. And his pick and roll with Joel is just devastating. It's forcing Boston to make a decision defensively. And here's my last point, I promise. The bigs for Boston need to make a decision, bro. Like, do they not understand that Joel Embiid is a three-level scorer and he can score from the three-point line? So why would Al Horford or Robert Williams be sagging off Joel Embiid if it's in transition or half-court offense? Like, he can't shoot the three ball. Listen, you have to play Joel Embiid as if he's a guard because any type of space, he can pull it, and he's making shots. I think Boston could be in trouble, but I think Boston wins game 6 and 7, and it's going to be an uphill climbing battle. But that's just my opinion. But if the Sixers close them out tomorrow night, then I wouldn't be surprised.
You was cooking, Moss. You was cooking.
What up, Africa? What up, big dog?
Yeah, I
What
have
up,
to.
man?
Hey, man, that was great points, bro. We really on the same page with what we seeing out there. But young
Yeah.
Africa, man, what's your thoughts on Boston, man? I know you go destroy them too. So, what's your thoughts
Yes,
on Boston, man?
yes. And since Maz said a lot of what I was going to say about Philly, let me talk about Boston, right? Because we got the versatility, Maz. You know, to break the game down in many different ways. I ain't got to repeat what you just said. So let me say this, right? Boston Celtics being exposed right now, and they're being exposed on a fundamental flaw in their team, right? Boston Celtics are a one-dimensional team, huh? One-dimensional team, right? It's either three or get to the rim, right? And so when you're a defense like the Philadelphia 76ers, they don't really have to guard the mid-range. Who's a mid-range scorer on the Boston Celtics? The only guy that consistently gets to the mid-range and works out the mid-range is Jaylen Brown. He's the only guy that goes off the dribble and consistently works that mid-range. Jason Tatum don't do it. We know Marcus Smart ain't got that bag. Al Horford definitely don't have it. Even Malcolm Brogdon, it's either three ball or get to the rim. And so what does that do on a defensive level? All you got to do is close out. All you got to do is play tough perimeter defense, run them off the line, and then you got Joel Embiid at the rim, bro. That's easy work. Well, what we're seeing in this NBA is that versatile teams are going to get it done. Teams that can do it in many different ways. Unlike the Phoenix Suns, for example, they got the reverse problem, right? They work pretty much only in the mid-range and don't really get to the rim, and they don't have no three ball as a squad. And so they have other issues, which is what I'm saying. One-dimensional teams been getting exposed. And the Boston Celtics, for all the talent that they got, they're a more talented team. But are they a better team? No. Are they a more complete team? No. Are they a better all-round team when it comes to working the three levels of scoring, being solid on defense? No. And why? Is because even if they might be a better defense as a whole, at the end of the day, they don't have an elite rim protector like Joel Embiid. And then Philadelphia pose different types of problems, bro. They're a three-level scoring team, not just individually. Harden can get it to the mid-range. We know what Joel Embiid does. Tobias Harris can get it in the mid-range. Tyrese Maxey can do it as well, right? They can all take it to the rim. They can all shoot the three ball. That's a different type of challenge. And so the Boston Celtics themselves, they got a lot of talent, but they're getting exposed on their one-dimensional play. And it comes from the star player, bro. When Jason Tatum out here not giving you a lot from the three-point line, only shooting 30% for the series, right?
Right.
As a team, as a whole, they're shooting well from three. They're shooting 37%. But when your best player ain't giving you that, and he's getting most of the touches, right? Taking most of the shots. Already he's taking 20-something more shots than Jaylen Brown, right? Not very efficient. Jaylen Brown right now is shooting 57% from the field, 43% from three.
Yep.
We need to ask questions, bro, at the end of the day on who is a better individual player, not who's more talented, not who's got a bigger bag, but who plays with a higher IQ. Jason Tatum, for being 6'10", so athletic, so talented, how does he not have a mid-range game? Just like Ma said, this man be shouting out Kobe, acting like he's Kobe disciple, the second coming of Kobe of this generation. Right. Where's your mid-range game, bro? That is Kobe. What?
Well, Africa.
Facts.
Well,
what?
Jason has well, let me take this back.
Why he don't take the assignment of James Harden?
That's a good point too.
But go ahead, Mark.
I think Jason Tatum shoots a mid-range jump shot, but you can tell he's not comfortable taking it because he shoots contested, off-balance mid-range jump shots. I got one point. I got a question to ask Africa before Herm takes back over.
Go ahead.
Yesterday's game, when Al Horford doesn't get it going, and really Horford is a stretch big at this point of his career for the most part, right? I mean, Mike Musala or Musala or fuck the fucking head coach for
Yeah,
Boston.
Missoula. Yeah.
Missoula, bro. You have to adjust, bro. Meaning, like, go play Mike Muscala. Mike Muscala shot the three ball this year from 40% from behind the arc. Now, I
Mm.
know he can't guard Joe Embiid, but let's face it, neither can Al or Robert Williams. But Boston needs this. They needed the spacing yesterday. And once Al didn't have a shot going and it was clear, then just like the Sixers play Reed, who comes in and rebounds well. I know their names aren't popular, and I just like Lonnie Walker for the Lakers, Africa. Listen, man, like some of these guys on your bench can help you win games during stretches. And so, like, it feels like the Boston coaching staff is comfortable with a group of guys, and that's it. Like, for example, Richard Pritchard, right? He should be playing. I like him as a point guard. He runs good offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's just you have to go deep in your bench in certain games, or when you knew the game was out of reach, Africa and Hearn, then you should have put some of these guys in earlier and see what they can do versus the Sixers defense and vice versa. So that way, at least you know what you got. But when you just don't play a guy, it's like I'm questioning your coaching acumen. But you're right, Africa. This starts and ends with Jason Tatum, and for me, it's clear. Jason, we need to stop going off potential and who's God gifted more talent. Listen, Paul
Mhm.
George is God gifted, right? But
Facts.
but is he talked about as a top five player? Hell no. You want to know why? Because the production and the consistency doesn't fit that narrative. And so one thing we know about Jalen Brown is this: he gonna keep coming at you. Whereas Jason
Facts.
is kind of falls back and has a more of a passive demeanor. And we know in games like this, Africa, you can't be passive. You have to just go. That's why I mentioned the words like being aggressive and playing with energy with James Harden. He's not waiting, he's just going. And so when you say a discussion needs to be had about Jason and Jalen, I agree. And listen, I'm not going to fight anybody who says that Jalen Brown right now is just a better player because you can argue that. But go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie. We all on point. Man, we speaking facts about Boston right now. It just Jason Tatum got all the tools. He just lacked those intangibles that you need to take it to the next level, and that's what's holding Boston back. When people keep saying they're young, they have time. Jason Tatum is the reason why Boston is held back. Jason Tatum is the reason why Boston haven't took the next step because they waiting on that one alpha guy to basically say, "Man, this is my franchise, this is my team, and this is my NBA." And Jason Tatum has taken that step. Kobe Bryant would have embraced that, and took that challenge on, and would have took that next step. And with that talent that Boston has, Kobe Bean Bryant would have got that job done. LeBron Ramon James would have got that job done. Tim Duncan would have got that job done. With all that talent that Boston has, Jason Tatum is the reason why Boston haven't taken that next step. Yes, they made it to the finals, but think about it though. They went against teams, unfortunately, that had some bad luck. Miami, if they would have had Tyler Hero, let's be honest, Miami probably would have won that series because Jimmy Butler was unstoppable. He just didn't have nobody with him. And we
Hey,
just,
Herm,
Facts.
I,
so-
I want to ask Herm a question. My bad, fellas.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, go ahead,
not
bro.
only can we question Jason's play on the court, which has been suspect at times, but his leadership is in question as well. I've never seen Jason or Jalen for that matter, get on nobody on the court. When Boston is playing bad offense, quick shooting, and this is more geared towards Marcus Smart just doing dumb shit. I've never seen their top two players get on him. You feel me? Never seen it. They're just okay with it. And so not only is Jason, not playing well and not being consistent game in and game out, his leadership style has to be in question as well. Because again, I go back to Africa to if you're going to come pregame and ESPN got the camera on you walking down the tunnel and you got a Kobe Bryant shirt on. Well, you think Kobe Bryant will allow Pau Gasol or Sasha Vujacic or Lamar Odom to do what Marcus Smart does? Absolutely not. He gonna get on.
No.
And so when you say that Kobe mentality, bro, that's not just your play, that's your teammates play as well. And you as a leader needs to embrace that. So,
Yes.
bro,
And this is my
yeah,
question,
yeah.
right?
Go ahead, bro.
Is the IQ of Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics, right? It's like you understand that there's certain shots that the defense is going to give up in the playoffs, right? And more often than not, it's going to be if you're a great shooting team and you're able to take it to the rim, they're going to give up the mid range. They're going to play drop coverage and they're going to give up the mid range, right? Joel Embiid is the hell backline defense, right? He's going to be cleaning up everything, and all he's going to tell his guys is just run them off the line and let me do the rest, right? And so you
Yeah.
got to have the IQ to get to your spot in the mirror. That's going to be there the whole game, bro, unless you make him change up, and then you're going to be able to get backdoor cut slash maybe even get to the rim easier. This man, Jason Tatum, yesterday, right? He took two shots outside the key and between the three and the key. He took two shots, essentially in the mid range, right? Two shots. He missed both of them, but he only took two. Man took 11 threes, right? Only hit three, right? And only scored 4 times in the restricted area, bro. Like, come on, man. This is what I mean by IQ. We know you're talented, right? We know that, and often I've said that they can get 3-point happy and settle too much, which bails out the defense, man. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I say Jason Tatum on a shot IQ level, he doesn't have to take. He took 27 shots, bro, Mars. He don't have to take 27 shots. You got a
That's too many
talented team.
shots. And
27
Africa,
shots. You're
and
11 and
Africa,
27 out here, bro. With
that's that.
13 free throws,
But
not even
he
considering
has it.
the
He
six,
has
seven
it.
shots at the free throw line that you took and they don't count as attempts. Like, come on, man.
He
What
has
we
it. He
doing?
has it. He hasn't mastered by picking his spots. He haven't mastered that part of his
Yeah.
game yet to pick his spots and to know when to take over, to know when to be aggressive, to know when to facilitate to get your teammates involved. Because he got enough talent to the point where that all he has to do just bring them home. That should be his only job. Bring them home. You got back to Brown that did to shoot a 60, 50, 90 in this goddamn
Facts.
series. You don't have to take all those shots, Jason Tatum. You got a guy in Jaylen Brown. When he gets going, he's cooking. So why not let your brother Jaylen Brown get involved? Because you that talented Jason Tatum to the point where that hell you could down there just have you could down there not do shit the whole game, but that fourth quarter you could still be on. You could still act like you been scoring the whole game. He's that talented, y'all, that he can get what he want when he wants to. I think he just lacked those intangibles, young Africa, and that's why they really just haven't took that next step. We see it all time greats, y'all. They had those intangibles to the point where that they it. You know that they the one. You know that they want this. Jason Tatum, as great as he is, hasn't really shown that. Hasn't really just put in the forefront like this is mine. We running this Eastern Conference. This is my league. I'm the next upcoming player. Y'all don't have to wait on LeBron to leave to have a new face. I'm the face right now. He has the talent to be the face of the league. He just haven't embraced it and just haven't taken that challenge yet, man. He's the reason why Boston haven't taken the next step. He's the reason why they haven't won.
Yeah, when you guys say he took 27 shots, I mean
Mhm.
that's a good point because that just speaks to what I said earlier, Herman Africa. Like nobody looks at Boston as Phoenix. Like Kevin and Devin, they have to be volume shooters, right? And their efficiency, for the most part, is thrown out the window because they have no bench, arguably. So they're judged differently. They have a different type
Mhm.
of roster. If you're
Facts.
Boston, you have a more rounded team to where the shots should be more spread out, right? And so 27 shots, Jason Tatum, and you got Jalen, Malcolm. Bro, I think Malcolm Brogdon should get at least 15 shots a game. There's games
Fact.
where Marcus Smart is taking damn near 16, 17 shots, right? You know what I'm saying? And then too, what happened to Grant Williams? Like his
Mm.
defensive principles are just been thrown out the window. Cheap fouls, not making threes. I mean, and then too, his minutes have been cut, so he's not playing big minutes anymore like he was last year under Ime Udoka. You can't play Robert Williams so much because offensively he's not a threat, and then he can't guard Joe Embiid. So if you can't guard Joe Embiid and you can't score, then Sixers have basically take him out the series. And so, but 27 shots for Jason Tatum,
That's
that's
unnecessary.
yeah, bro. It speaks to selfishness. It speaks to a very, very low IQ. And again, it's not that he just took 27 shots, it's the type of shots he's taken. And it's like, are you taking shots just to take them? Or are you really trying to win these games? But I don't know.
Facts.
You
And
know?
that's what
Hey man,
that's
as
a
an Africa, I gotta ask y'all this
go ahead.
then. Um, it, can we just really do we need to face the fact that Jason Tatum might not be a guy that you can put over your franchise? Maybe he's not that guy. Maybe he's a good supporter cast. Maybe he's a good number two. Maybe he's just not a number one, y'all. Maybe he's not that guy. Is it fair to say?
You can question it. I mean, I think both guys are number twos, real number twos, Jason and Jalen. I don't think none of those guys can be a legitimate number one because if you're saying that they're number ones, that means that you're saying that they're on the level of a Kawhi, a LeBron, a Giannis per se, a Kevin Durant in his prime, a Steph Curry, and they're not. They're not. So you're right about that, bro. And I'm actually glad you said that, Herm, because that's the reality and how we judge those two guys. They're 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 great number twos, but if they're the best player on your team, then you're not going to win. Point, period, blank.
This is the weird thing, Herm. What I would say to that is Jason Tatum has a talent to be a number one. It's just a question of if his game has matured enough for me, right? My question is, as a team, the Boston Celtics got enough to be a championship team as a team. Whether they're number ones, whether they're number twos, playing with another great player, I don't know about that. I guess time will tell about that, right? But let me say this: when it comes to the actual games, the issue I got is that they could play just in a subtly slightly different way, and they would actually be way more successful. Like you said, if Jason Tatum understood that his role, his gravity on offense, um, he could be a way better playmaker. He could be a better rebounder. He could be a better defender and just score slightly less points, right? And take this
Mhm.
Kobe mentality out of there, bro. Like if he doesn't realize Kobe early in his career played with another great player in Shaq and sacrificed a lot on offense to play great defense, bro. He played
Right.
amazing defense. His peak defensive years were when he was playing with Shaq, right? If
Agree.
you look at the
Agree.
tape.
Yep.
And so Jason Tatum could take a slight approach like that. Now, Jalen Brown ain't no Shaquille O'Neal, right? But he could empower Jalen Brown, right? Jalen Brown is a number two scoring option, average 27 points per game this season, which shows you he can be an elite player in the NBA. That translates to if he has his own team, he could drop 30, 31, 32 points per game on his own squad, right? On a bum ass squad, bad team, get his
Yeah,
numbers, right? He
yeah,
could do that.
yeah. You could
So,
do
but
that.
what I'm saying, so what
Yeah, I
I'm saying
agree.
is you could slightly change your game, be more of a facilitator. The in this series, nobody's averaging over 4 assists per game, which is kind of crazy, right? Like getting a lot of your shots, they do it by committee, ball movement at times, they swing the ball around and they get open shots. But if Jason Tatum slightly changed his game and empowered his team more, understood that he doesn't have to do it all by himself and average 20 shots a game, bro. And Jalen Brown can get his, Malcolm Brogdon can get his, even Derek White can. That will open the space up for guys like Al Horford and
Grant
Marcus Smart Jr. to
Williams
get
and
open
those
shots.
boys.
Exactly. And you would be a way better team, but that would mean that Jason Tatum has to be more dynamic, be more versatile. And just like Herm, you've been saying, I don't think his IQ and his game is matured enough to even be able to see the floor like that, to be able to pick his spots like that, to be able to understand what the defense is giving him and attack that, man, which is mostly the mid range. There's certain games and certain series where we're giving KD a lot of heat, right? But KD and Booker are doing what they have to do, right? Jason Tatum don't
Fact.
have to do this, and it's about the shot
Does not.
selection for me. Just like KD, I could question his shot selection and the quality of their shots in the offense, bro. Like you don't have to take contested medias all day, and it's actually going to be tough to beat a team if you keep doing that. But at the same time, you have to get off to even get TJ Warren open, to even get Landry Shamet open. You
Yep.
have to space the floor out, and your attacking has to allow them to get open. Because if they don't, and you're not getting off, they're gonna stay on the shooters, right? They're gonna just stay in the corner. They're not gonna help so much, and they're gonna leave Aaron go to one on one. If you're taking contested media twos and making it easy for him, well, now your role players are not getting open. They can't go off the dribble. But Jason Tatum don't have that problem, and so I would ask y'all like, do you see the ability of Jason Tatum being able to change his game fundamentally to match his team's needs, which is be more of a facilitator, be more of a LeBron James without
No,
scoring
I
so
don't,
much?
bro. No, hell
I
no.
don't. I don't.
I
I
don't.
don't either.
Hell no.
I
Hell no.
don't either, man.
Because Herman, these are the same issues that we talked about last year in the finals, right? And even versus Miami, which they got lucky winning that series, right? We all thought this season Jason got better. He was going to make the adjustment. He was going to be more of a team player. And Africa makes a great point. When Jason looks to score, he just looks to score, which means the defense plays him one way, which is to score. And so if Jason improved his playmaking ability, now the defense has to play you in multiple ways, which makes you more of a scoring threat, which makes your shots not as contested and vice versa. And so to answer your question, hell no, because I haven't seen the maturity or the growth or the wherewithal or the lessons learned from last year to this year. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna say, hell no, bro. He just it's just disappointing, man. And shame on Boston's coaching staff and the coach, bro, for not getting this dude in line, man. Having no
Facts.
backbone, no balls. I ain't seen this dude call a timeout and chew out Jason one time, bro. Not one time. Shame on him, man.
Facts, and the key in on that to talk about this too. If Joe Masula was go ahead and just basically say, hey, look, start Brogdon. We gonna let Brogdon run the offense. Jason and Jalen Brown, we gonna run success with you guys. Run the out ball. Y'all can work off each other. Y'all can work off each other to get each other open looks. Matt Brogdon's gonna be our decision maker. That's gonna be our primary ball handler in this game. With you two guys flashing and be able to move and get open mid range looks, that can make our offense way more explosive. Al Horford would get more easier shots. Grant Williams would get more easier shots. Hell, Derek White gonna come in and do his thing. Pritchard, the whole nine. I think at the end of the day, he gotta do it. I don't think he got the balls to do it, man. But he gotta start Malcolm Brogdon, and he
Yeah,
basically gotta get the keys to Malcolm Brogdon to run that offense and let him be the primary ball handler. He gotta be the
hmm
primary ball handler.
He might get easier shots. I mean, Jason
that's a good point.
thinks, and same thing goes for Kevin Durant. Like those, Jason Tatum might get easier shots if he played more off the ball. Africa, why is it that we're in an era now where guys want to catch the ball, space out, 1-5 flat, dance, and try to boogie on you and create against two or three dudes who are spying on you, bro? Like, I mean, I thought. Listen, I thought I was told growing up, you know, work always try to work easier and not harder. And so, why are these dudes making it harder on themselves just to score a basket? If Jason came off a pin, a flare, or screen down and caught the ball, rise and shot, or caught the ball going to the basket, like that makes the defense have to work a lot harder than me just having the ball at the top of the key. I'm isolating versus the team, and then I got to go against two or three guys who are sagging down low and collapsing the last second. I mean, like, is it? I thought the goal was to work smarter, not harder. And some of these guys don't get that, bro. Is that fair to say, Africa?
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. I think the this model that's been in the NBA for decades now, this heliocentric basketball where you put the ball in the best player's hands. And once upon a time, there was a lot of versatility in offense in the NBA, right? There were teams that played wholly different ways, you know what I mean? In the 90s and especially early 2000s, they played different types of offenses, and game to game, conference to conference, it looked a whole lot different, and there was actually styles of play. And now it's essentially everyone runs the same thing. You put the ball in the best player's hand, you surround him by shooting, and you maximize your best player's talents, bro, and you hide his flaws. And so this could be attributed to Michael Jordan once upon a time, which changed the early 2000s. Then you could attribute it to Kobe Bryant. You could attribute it to LeBron James. But these players are not as dynamic and versatile as the
Yeah,
guys that you could give the ball to once upon a time, but they're still trying to play the same way, right? And so when
yeah.
Jason Tatum tries to play that way and you have a really talented team, you only have to look back into the past, Jason Tatum, and look at guys like even LeBron James on the Miami Heat, a Kobe Bryant when he played with Shaq, or even when he played with a Pau Gasol, and he had Phil Jackson, and he actually understood that he had to utilize his teammates in certain moments. You have a more talented team than these guys, right? Miami even had to LeBron had to play off ball at certain times and utilize his teammates to become better and win championships. So when we talk about what these players do now, the philosophy is simple, bro. Let your star player cook, run, spread, pick and roll, ISO,
Yeah.
drive, kick, better hit your shot, open shooter. Like pretty much, bro.
That's it,
Give or
bro.
take,
That's
that's
it.
what it is, bro. And you make the defense react. They're probably gonna overreact to a certain action, and you're
Always,
gonna get open
always, bro.
shots.
Always.
Yeah,
Hey, Africa, bro.
pretty
It
much.
could be third string point guard who ain't played one game all season, and players will still overreact to his drill penetration
Hmm.
like he made 10 shots in a row. It's pathetic, bro. And just real quick, too, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You made a great point earlier. Because you mentioned MJ, Kobe, and LeBron James. Well,
Hmm.
all those three guys have something that Jason Tatum just doesn't have. And that's just well, I'll say this. They have a much, much higher basketball IQ. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so even though they were isolated centric at times, you know, they can still do other things to impact the game. and they had much higher basketball IQs. And so Jason is just not there yet, man. I mean, he's still young. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you would think that after going to like 3 or 4 conference finals, being beat in the finals, and having these roadblocks and these meltdowns or these failures or these losses, you would think by now that he has the experience to understand the situation and what's asked of him. The fact that he's still doing what he's doing yesterday and played that way,
Mm-hmm.
that's concerning to me, bro. Now
And
listen,
you, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
he's going to put up his little 30 points a game, 6 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists. He's going to make an all-star team. He's going to get to the second round, possibly to a conference finals year in, year out. But is that what you want as a fan? Like, I want championships, bro. Like fucking don't tease me. Like I want the whole meal. And so I think that's where people get it messed up at, because they're gonna look and say, well, they're winning. I mean, they're continuing. Yeah, but I mean, you want a championship, don't you? And to get a championship, bro, your game has to be complete for the most part. His game's not.
Oh, true that. And as a squad, and I want you to cook on this, Hermes, that you know when you have essentially a really good player, right? And you put the ball in his hands and you run spread pick and roll with elite spot up shooters around him, and you have a rim roller like a Robert Williams, or you have Al Horford who spaces the floor and you can play five out. You maximize your individual players' playmaking ability, his scoring. You space the floor to make the most of every possession, right? This has led this type of offense, weirdly enough, has led to some of the highest offensive rated teams of all time, bro, in the last couple seasons. Mars. So on a certain statistical analytic level, it's working according to the numbers. But you know what we see in the playoffs, right?
Nah,
We see
hold on,
I'm gonna
bro.
say this, but in the playoffs, we see
Go ahead.
Sacramento have one of the highest offensive rated teams. They just got bounced in the first round, right? The Denver
Okay.
Nuggets,
You going
right?
somewhere with it?
Who
Okay, yeah, there you go.
go
So
but go ahead, go ahead. So we see this analytics working, Mars, but how do you see the playoffs? Does it translate to the playoffs though,
no,
Mars?
bro. And listen, I mean, and my bad, man. I didn't mean
Well,
to,
go
I didn't mean
ahead.
to butt in on you though,
Go ahead,
but
go ahead.
but I didn't want to miss his point though. I don't care about no all-time offense efficiencies. Dallas Mavericks, Sacramento Kings, Denver, the 8-9 games with Kevin Durant and Phoenix, the KD Kyrie in Brooklyn, Boston Celtics offense. Who, bro, listen, if you're not winning championships, man, it doesn't mean nothing. So all these teams who had these top-notch offenses, right? When was the last one that actually got to the finals and won a championship? Oh, wait. Like, bro, we play in a wide open league, open highway lane to the basket, elite floor spacing because you can't guard nobody nowadays.
Mhm.
Bro, I see better defense in college basketball. Why
Okay.
is it that in the college basketball realm inside their games, their guys can stay attached to their man way more than his NBA guys can? Now I know you have to help him recover. I get all that, but the corner threes are consistently wide open for some strange reason. I could be on the strong side, right? How does the ball get into the weak side in the corner? How does it make it there? I don't get it,
Mm,
bro.
Yeah, and not supposed to make it. And not
Yeah, it's
supposed
mm,
pathetic, Herm. And so, real
mm,
quick, so these all-time offenses that you speak of, they ain't won shit yet, bro. I mean,
mm.
I care about winning, bro. I don't care about stats, bro. Stats don't impress me. I care about putting championship rings on your finger. Point, period, blank.
Yeah, what you got, Herm? What you got on that, Herm?
Man, we cooking Africa, bro. Damn,
Bro,
bro.
I
We
mean,
we
hey,
is
hey, I mean, it's the easy work, man. Cause look, this the main thing, Africa, man. We see the potential. My bad, I got a phone call. Probably gonna have to answer on my watch phone in a minute. Y'all hear me?
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You
yeah.
good, Herm?
Yeah, but the thing is, we see the great potential in Boston, and I think all three of us are disappointed that they're not fulfilling to the standards that they should be. Boston should have been. They should have won the championship last year. Let's be real. They was better than
Mhm.
Golden State from top to bottom. When you look at their rosters, top to bottom, they were better. More talented team, more athletic, the whole nine. And they didn't get it done because they lacked certain intangibles. They lacked the mental fortitude, and their two best players on forward, and especially Jason Tatum. It
Mhm.
seemed it seemed like those guys are just. they just accept mediocrity, man. They don't want to. Jason Tatum, you don't want to challenge yourself, bro. I'm gonna just call you out. You don't want to challenge yourself, bro. You're seeing James Harden in the little groove, and when James Harden in the groove, you know Embiid go get his. Pretty much Tyrese Maxey go get his, but when James Harden in the constant groove, and James Harden has some of the biggest meltdown moments in postseason history. Jason Tatum, all you gotta do is say, "Fuck, I got him. Let me take him. Let me get him out of this game." Soon James Harden had one bad game, the series probably over. You probably wouldn't even be you probably be going into game six, closing out the series instead of being desperate to try to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's little things like that, young Africa, man, that lets me know
What up,
Boston is
Trayvon?
not ready. They are not a championship team to me. And I think end of the day, they gonna always be what they are. Great regular season team. If for some reason some teams get hurt in the playoffs, they'll make a deep run in the East. But other than that, they not winning no damn title.
Mm. You know, you're exactly right when you say the potential of this team, right? I had a lot of potential. I like Jalen Brown as an individual player, and I see this as a young team that should get it done. If Boston Celtics were to win a championship, and you look at the product of that, they would be changing the NBA. Teams would stand down on the young talent that they have, build and grow like the Boston Celtics have done. They wouldn't just go out and try and win fast like they've been trying to do, right? Stack teams like they've been trying to do. They would actually have confidence in their young talent, build a roster route, take time with it, and go and grow. If Boston fails, a certain part of the NBA's growth and trust the process idea fails, right? And we just go back to okay, we got to trade Jalen Brown or let him walk and go get another star and stack this team up around Jason Tatum or whatever it may be, right? That's on one level. On another level, when we talk about the actual potential of this team and its actual skill set, Moss touched on it when we talk about the offensive ratings, right? And that's the amazing thing is that offensive rating obviously has a bias towards high percentage shots, which is 3-point shots. They value more, and then they value shots at the rim, being the highest value. Statistically, the mid range is the hardest shot in the NBA. Statistically, it's the lowest percentage shot in the NBA. But amazingly, when it comes to the playoffs, historically, it has been the most important shot, Mark. It's the shot that wins you playoff series, right? And so when you have a great shooting team, and you're able to shoot from three, you're able to take it to the rim. Now the mid range is wide open for you to cook. I think that's where stars should be taking over. Just like Mars said before about you should be taking over, or Herm said it, you should be taking over at the end of the game. And that mid range shot should be open by the time it's the fourth quarter if it hasn't been the whole game because your guys are shooting from the perimeter at a high level. You guys taking it to the rim. You're actually spacing out the defense, now stretching it, and they got to give you off the pick and roll. They got to give you the mid range jumper. And so that's why even though offenses are at an all-time high right now, I think an efficient offense, right, versus a productive offense or a high IQ offense, I think they're different things. We're seeing right now, you cannot be one-dimensional, bro. And there's like multiple teams in the playoffs right now that are one-dimensional. We could call the Golden State Warriors one-dimensional right now, right? Perimeter shooting team. You could call the Phoenix Suns one-dimensional, mid-range shooting team, right? You could call the Lakers on a certain level one-dimensional. They're a paint scoring team. But see what's interesting, right? Is that the Lakers, they actually have mid-range scoring as well. They got a certain level of perimeter shooting, even though they're not shooting great in the playoffs. But you know what's crazy is that if you can attack the paint, get to the line, put the other team in a bonus, get them in foul trouble, and also heat your occasional mid-range or three on top of that while playing elite defense, oh, now it's a different conversation, right? And so what the Boston Celtics are not doing, not showing that defensive prowess, not showing the ability to take high percentage shots at the right time, right? Not being able to create good looks at the right time. Marcus Smart should not be taking the last shot of any game. He took two already in this series. It's interesting to see the game styles happening throughout the playoffs. And if people are paying attention,
Well,
you're
Africa,
seeing
let me
ways to win very clearly, Moss, very clearly.
let me take you back to everything you just said, and we speak
Thanks, Africa.
and you talk about basketball IQ. When James Harden made that 3-point shot in the corner and put them up by 1 point or 2 points, whoever it was, if you watch that sequence when they inbound the ball and Marcus Smart has it and he holds it to about 9 seconds or 8 seconds and then gives it to Jason Tatum, if that doesn't tell you what they are and how low
Exactly.
IQ they are, then I don't know what does, right? I mean, that's a knock on the players, the coaching staff, everything. Like, why is Marcus Smart with the ball? Why is he? You're down by 1 point.
Mhm.
Why? Why
Why
does
his ass on the
Smart?
court anyway?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
facts. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
why is the ball in his hands?
Facts.
You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? And so, but yeah, I think the mid-range jump shot is a lost art. And and so I mean, listen, I mean, the mid-range jump shot to me, it just settles the game down, right? It prevents long turnout for transition basketball, fast break points. When you shoot a lot of threes, then you're going to give up fast break points because there's long rebounds.
Yep.
It's a higher percentage shot to me, mid range. You know, and so yeah, it's a lost art. And Jason and Jalen are too talented and too gifted not to get in that little area, 15, 14 feet, and just kill. Like what we see Devin Booker doing and KD, I think Jason Jalen should be doing the exact same thing, but they don't, you know? And so,
Hmm.
yeah, man, it just speaks to the low IQ, and it's either a three or it's at the basket. How many times are we going to see Jalen Brown or Jason Tatum get past their man Africa, and they go too deep into the lane, and what happens? Offensive foul. Like, where's
Hmm.
the one dribble pull up at? Right? I seen Kobe Bryant get past this man,
Hmm.
and he had the high IQ to say, you know what? I'm going too deep. Let me pull up right now, little floater, mid range jump shot, right? Or if you're gonna get deep enough, pump fake, and then boom, get your shit off, right? Like these guys ain't got no fucking IQ, man. It's bro. Listen, we're in an era, Herm, where yeah, I watch it. I enjoy basketball because I actually love the game. But bro, we're not watching good basketball, bro. Like, listen, this is not high IQ, good fundamental basketball. It's not, in my opinion.
And I totally agree with all those notions, man, about Boston. Period, man. I didn't know email was gonna be missed like that, man. But it's clear cut that email is the reason why the Boston Celtics took that next level. Why they was looking like they could be a legit championship team.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they're missing that leadership because clearly you don't have it in the players. So he made there because he galvanized everybody. Everybody respected him. Everybody followed
Yeah,
his lead. If he was there, I think that would have made a difference. He would have made some adjustments. He would have thrown some shit at Philly to the point where now Doc Rivers got to make some tough decisions. And when you put Doc Rivers in situations like that, it tends to go in the other team's favor. So
Hmm.
yeah.
it's
Good
just
point.
sad when we're seeing a great talented team from top to bottom struggling the way they are. They're not as great defensively last year. I think Marcus Smart is the most overrated defender in the NBA by far.
I agree with that. Yep, I agree.
Well,
Facts.
I think they mix. I think they mix up higher energy with defense. Because
Well,
he played with higher energy doesn't mean that he's a great defender. He
Good point,
gambles.
Aaron.
He
Yep.
gambles too goddamn much.
yep.
He's not. It's not like he fouls actually too much as well. He actually do a lot of unnecessary fouls as well. Jeff Marcus Smart just not a just got a low IQ when it comes to defense. He just has a low IQ. Man's gonna tell you he got a low IQ. Period. But defensively, his IQ is very low for a guy
I
that's a
agree, man.
defensive player of the year.
Right.
And it's just sad like people was wondering why Boston defense was real great last year is because they was playing team defense. They was playing it the right way. For that help defense was on point last year. But Al Horford with Williams, Grant Williams, and those boys, they was moving great. They never really took a lot of gambles until the NBA Finals. Miami Heat
Well,
series,
Herman.
they got exposed. Miami Heat series too. Just Miami just didn't have enough.
Yeah, well, Herman. So, what if I told you that they played a injured Milwaukee team, and their best player in Giannis offensively is limited, and then they played
One
Miami.
dimensional. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Then they played Miami, which Tyler Hero missed some time, and Jimmy wasn't 100%. And so their defense couldn't get exposed until they got to the finals. And so now that they got the Sixers, which Joel is well placed and he's healthy, and James is playing, Harden is playing up to par. Now we're
Mm,
seeing that defense get exposed. And so
mm.
that's why I say, even though Boston had the second-rate defense in the league. Well, that's based off a whole season. It's based off guys missing time. You're playing bad teams, good teams. Listen, that's why I always say team stats, Africa, are deceiving. I only care about your stats versus teams you're going to play in the postseason. So basically, give me Boston's defensive efficiency versus the Sixers, and then I'll judge them off of that. I'm not taking into consideration what they did versus Orlando, Houston, Sacramento. You know what I'm saying? And then say, oh yeah, they're their second-ranked defense. Well, I mean, that's a yearly in award or stat, so it's deceiving. But I think the Sixers, to a certain degree, maybe they're just exposing Boston's defense, bro, and say they're not that good. Or if you put them on their heels and you make them adjust and make decisions, they can't, and they're not what people think they are defensively.
And shout out to King AK-47, voice of the street. Yeah, nigga, they are frauds, nigga. Hell yeah, they frauds. Nigga, just because they made it to the finals, they made Mr. Mash just explain to you why they made it to the damn finals.
Herm, don't take AK serious, man, bro. He said Donovan Mitchell. He said Donovan Mitchell was going to lead the Cavs to the conference finals, man. Donovan Mitchell got torched by like a 6-foot Jalen Brunson, man. Stop it.
Hey, and hey, you got a super chat from Mr. Sexy. So-called Mr. Sexy. He said, "You jokers better show your face when the Celtics win." And he also says, the Celtics, earlier, just to give him some shots, since he's donating to the channel, Celtics lost because they couldn't make a shot. These jokers on the panel won't show their face when we win Game 6 tomorrow. What you saying, huh? What you saying?
Africa, we don't duck no smoke. First of all,
facts.
And then on top of that, we had no stake in the fight. We don't care about Philly.
Exactly.
That's true.
We gonna show up.
And you know what's funny, Maz? If the Celtics win, they're probably gonna do a lot of things that we're talking about right now. So you better listen up. Is what we're trying to tell you.
Hey, Mr. Sexton, if that motherfucker start Mac the Brogdon tomorrow, you better thank me, Young Africa, and Mr. Mask, because we brought up the value of Brogdon. If he start that motherfucker tomorrow, you better thank us, motherfucker.
This nigga makes for sexy. Don't come on, man. This nigga, $2, nigga. Stop it, bro. God, man. You kidding me, man? No, but you're right, Africa. If they do win, then we expect them to make some of the adjustments and do the things that we're talking about, which really proves our point. Because I think we all agree, if Boston plays Boston-style basketball, they can play and beat anybody, right? I mean, I think they can. But so, I mean, we're not saying Boston can't do it, but I mean, it's one thing to say if they play this way. The question is, are you going to play that way
consistently? Because they haven't shown consistency.
That's okay.
In the playoffs, they stretched it out with Atlanta Hawks, which was a subtle sign of what was to come in terms of not being able to be focused and consistent. And on top of that, I think I agree with y'all saying, or heard when you say, Malcolm Brogdon is a big thing. When we talk about the shot quality and the shot selection that they are prone to just be able to take bad shots certain stretches of the game, a point guard could assist in that, right? There's a certain power struggle could be between Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. I think Jaylen Brown think he the best player on the team. Jason Tatum think he the best player on the team. And they're playing like that, right? They're playing like young guys trying to show who's truly the better player, right? And so when you do that, it's not a bad thing if you actually, one, had a good coach that could manage that and could actually utilize their aggression and their abilities, or you have a point guard that knows how to get the ball in their right spots in which they can utilize their skill set. So Malcolm Brogdon can do that. Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown shouldn't be the primary ball handler. Marcus Smart being such a bad primary ball handler, even though he's slightly improved his playing making, like the Celtics fans try to tell me this year. But at the end of the day, he can't run an offense on a consistent level. Well, if you put the ball in the hands of Malcolm Brogdon, I think you will see a whole different offense. I think it's a little too late, sadly, to do that though in the season in terms of you can increase his minutes, but has he played with the stars enough? Does he understand the flow of the offense and what to do? These are the things that you were meant to, iron out during the regular season, man.
And then Marcus Smart, he could be a head case as well and make it an issue. Yep. My bad with the phone call. Yeah, I got
you're right, huh?
Yeah, but
you good, bro. But and fellas, like, it's frustrating because when you see a team this well balanced, this well put together, and you see them play good quality basketball, and they don't do it. I mean, me as a basketball fan, that's what's more irritating because, like, most teams wish they had what Boston had, right, Africa? I mean, I they do.
Talent too
right,
deep in every position, a lot
right,
of talent.
right.
Damn,
And
damn.
then so I mean, you have all this, and then you still don't play the game, or or listen. When Jason comes out nonchalant, very passive, very just like I'm too cool for school, bro. To me, that's disrespecting the game, bro. That's disrespecting the greats that came before you, especially when you told Kobe Bryant, bro. And so, like, I'm big on like energy, aggression, right, bro? It's playoff basketball. It's kill or be killed. And last time I checked, you should be in kill mode every game, every second. And so
Mm,
there shouldn't be any like. Listen, this time of the year, there is no motivation, bro. You're already motivated, right?
hmm.
I mean,
Oh, for sure. That's what it's meant
oh,
to be. And and,
Africa.
and I
Last
think.
point, bro.
Oh,
Last
go
point.
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Especially when you got your ass kicked last year in the finals. What
Facts.
more motivation would you need, Boston Celtics?
Facts, cause they got embarrassed big time.
Hmm.
Crazy.
That was an embarrassment, and and we've been cooking ass for an hour too. That's how disappointed we are in the Boston Celtics. Cause I normally would have been moved to the Suns and the Nuggets last night performance. I would have
Nah, but
been
we can break
moved.
the game down, Herm, right? We don't do narratives on a consistent basis, so we can go in detail, Mars. That's what we're doing right now.
Yep.
Breaking
Yep.
it down. So, shout out to you, Herm, man. Shout out Ticket TV. Hit that like button for the boy, man. Ticket, keeping it 100, putting the niggas on
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
oh yeah. This has
Do
been
that.
a awesome stream because we talking basketball, bro.
We
No love,
not
no
trolling each
screaming.
other like we normally
Yeah,
would.
Yeah.
right.
No,
I
no, it's
enjoy it.
playoff season, her, and we got to show the acumen and the intelligence and knowledge of the game, and we really respect the game. Let's be real. We wouldn't be here talking, every day if it wasn't about respecting the game and loving the game, right? And so you love the game, and so I just want to see the best versus the best at their best. And when a team doesn't play at their best, there's questions as to is Philly really the real deal, or is it just Boston, not playing at their best? Or I think do you give Philly the credit in terms of how they're playing, or is it Boston not living
Yeah,
up to
you do.
expectations? And we're trying to say, and what I see is it's really Boston not living up to expectations more than what Philly just doing what they usually do. They're not an elite defense, they're not an elite offense, but at the end of the day, they're playing to their game. They're playing, and I think their game matches the playoff basketball. What I was gonna say is I called this playoff series the new era versus the old era, right? Will the new era overtake the old era? Will teams like Golden State, Phoenix, the Lakers be overtaken by the new era? And essentially, more than the new era versus the old era on the team level, what I'm seeing is the new era of basketball versus what has traditionally worked for decades, Mars, decades. And that is take it to the rack, get to the line, put the team in foul trouble, right? Play elite defense, clamp the paint down, and let niggas live with perimeter shots, bro. If they're gonna live by that, they're most likely gonna die slow by that, Mars. That's what we're watching. Unless you got Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, unless you got elite defense like they have had, not just perimeter shooting, but elite defenses when they won championship.
Yeah,
If you don't have that, bro, you ain't winning out here taking jumpers. Jason Tatum, damn, bro, you ain't winning.
yeah, Africa, bro. But what I do want to give the Sixers some credit
Okay.
because you said, is it what Boston's doing or is it
Mm-hmm.
what Philly's doing? Well, bro, I mean, there's been one thing that Philly's done in this series that we haven't seen all year long, bro. And that's James Harden being aggressive, being a
Mm.
threat offensively. 3 level scorer, bro. He's giving it to you. Listen, we all said for the Sixers to win this series, the talking point was we need to see the Houston James Harden. And he's had a stinker. I think it was game 2 or game 3. He had a stinker. Other than that, bro, we've literally seen the Houston James Harden, right? You agree?
Mm. With a mid-range jumper though, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I,
Yes,
yeah, yeah,
yes.
I totally agree.
You know?
And I think, man, I honestly think that Harden understands this moment. I think
Yeah,
Harden understands that this is probably one of the few opportunities he has left, and he understands the backlash that he'll get from another poor playoff performance. So
right.
that's why I think he's elevated. And I had to admit this: when Embiid missing those few games, I
Hmm.
think that's what woke up James Harden.
And
I
it gave
think
him
that's what woke
confidence,
him up.
bro.
Yeah.
Listen, if he dropped 45 points without Joe Embiid and they couldn't trap or blitz him or force him to do something else, just imagine the space and room he has with Joel. And then you throw in
hmm
Tyrese Maxey, who spread you out, and then Tobias Harris, bro. Bro,
hmm
James Harden right now is playing 1-on-1, and the Celtics have no answer for him. This is, bro, like I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I didn't think we would ever see this version of Harden ever again, and we're seeing it.
Gotta give it up, man.
I give it up to
Facts.
him, bro.
And I was being harsh on
Up
Sixers, man.
Atlantean.
I was harsh on Young Africa because Young Africa, you been saying all year that you had a good feeling about Philly, and you
Hmm.
thought that Philly could make a deep run this year. And it looks like you becoming a prophet, my brother. I gotta give you credit for that.
Hey man.
Yeah, no, he said that, Herm. He did say that.
I did try to say that, man. You were questioning, Joel Embiid. He got to get past the second round to show me. And I said this season that they've had a solid team. It's all about health with Embiid. And even though he's still got questions about his health, he still got hurt in the first round. He's got a team around him that he doesn't have to carry the full load. And see, unlike Jason Tatum, Joel Embiid understands that he needs a Jaylen Brown to get over the hump, right? He's a little older than Jason Tatum, being at 28. Jason Tatum is 25. Embiid is 28. Embiid is in his prime right now. He got to get it right now, right? And so he's had enough failures, especially the last couple of seasons, losing to the Boston Celtics on a consistent basis, that he understands he can't get it done by himself. I don't think these young cats in Boston understand you can't get it done individually, bro. A lot of success on an individual level, a lot of even team success early in their careers can maybe misguide a young brother into thinking my way is the best way and I've been getting it done and my style does get it done. But essentially, you need a whole squad for it. And so, shout out to Wemby. I always believed that they had enough talent. It was more about coaching, it was more about health. And James Harden, shout out to James Harden, man.
Africa,
And
bro.
his game, his three-level scoring has improved a lot. He's not forcing the pull up three. He's not forcing getting to the rack and not having
He's
the
letting the
mid-range game. And
game
when you
come
got
to him. He's letting the game
exactly,
come to him.
exactly, exactly.
You know, Africa gets a lot of slack for some of his takes and slander, but when you really listen to Africa break down basketball, bro,
He
and
knows the game.
right, bro, and so I gotta make sure I say this, man. Like that's why Africa, bro. That's why even when people like talk their shit to you, bro, and try to come after you and shit, man, like I look past all your screaming and yelling when it comes to some things. I know if you need to be in a room full of like gurus, you can hold your own and fucking really, and you too, Hearn, and really break this shit down, bro. You feel me?
Yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
salute to you,
Cause,
Maz. You the
yeah, cause
same,
we
bro. That's why.
troll, we troll a lot of
Oh,
half
most
Right.
truths
definitely.
and do a lot of laughing and shit. But when it comes down to like we doing right now, we taking this Boston shit serious because we honestly,
Yeah,
all of us honestly believe, especially you, Miles. You told me you felt like Boston was gonna win the sixth
I
game.
did, Herm. I did, bro. Oh, and Atlantean, salute to my boy Atlantean, man, because all year long, even when it didn't look the best for his Sixers, Atlantean stuck with the Sixers and he stuck with Harden. And
Facts.
so I gotta get my Houston brother because he's a Rockets fan slash Sixers fan now.
I'm going to tell that nigga Ticket to drop the link for Atlanta, man.
Yeah,
That nigga
Mm,
want to hear that nigga cook, man.
because Atlantean's been
facts.
consistent all year long. He says just wait, and he's been proven now. Hold on, but Africa, bro. And the famous words of Kobe Bryant, bro, job's not done yet.
That's true. That's true. Hey, Boston could still win this crazily
Yeah,
enough,
yeah,
man. It's
yeah,
two
yeah.
games. They did it. They did it last season, right, against the Milwaukee Bucks. They were down 3-2, come back, win Game 6, and then
Mhm.
as Mars says, epic choke of Giannis in Game 7.
Dude.
Hey,
Yeah.
but let's think about this, y'all. We feel a damn now. It's a possibility, a strong possibility, y'all, that we gonna have a Miami Heat versus the
Yeah.
Philadelphia 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. None of our ass would guess that.
No.
Ooh.
No.
I tell you this though, bro. The Heat ain't got no size. I know we're looking past it. The Heat, listen, I know Tone's confident because he was live today. But bro, if you think the Heat can deal with that front line of Sixers,
Hop on in, Atlanta.
and then you got to deal with James the way he's playing. Yeah, I'm not gonna
Hmm.
lie, bro. Like
Hey, but we've been doubting this team all season long, man.
I,
This team called the Miami Heat, bro. They
I know.
consistently be proving my ass wrong out here, bro. I'm salty at these niggas, bro. How they keep doing this, bro? No Tyler Hero, Herm, and they still out here going to the conference finals, bro. What?
That
It's
well,
crazy.
yeah,
It's
that is
crazy.
true. That is true.
That's
That is
crazy.
true.
Oh man, Mr. Six, I don't think you blocked because you was blocked. You wouldn't be able to do a super chat.
Yeah. We can see your stuff,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Maybe you're talking about the panel. I don't know, but it's all
Yeah,
good, man. But
possibility. It's a possibility. But Atlanta, man, jump on, my nigga. I want to hear your take, man. I want to hear you cook,
Yeah,
man. You got a right to cook, Atlanta.
yeah, man, Miami. I don't know what to say about Miami, bro. But you know one thing, and we've been talking about shot quality and shot selection. This stream is Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat, they take good shots most possessions of the game, bro. They don't
Yes.
take whack
Yeah.
shots, bro. And you don't beat yourself, which means they don't beat themselves and they don't fall into the hands of what the defense is trying to do. And so
And their coach,
um
bro. And
fundamental basketball is winning out here, bro. Just be
yeah.
smart. Don't turn the ball over, take good shots, and make the other team beat you, Miles. Pretty much, man.
Hey, in the words of Ticket TV, bro, like the porn star Matt Struess,
He been hooping. He been hooping.
yeah, he been knocking down shots. He honest.
You said the porn star.
That's what he calls him. He calls him the porn star. I was like, okay.
Oh man, take a
I
funny
ain't
nigga.
gonna lie, Jimmy Butler. We just gotta be real. His playoff performance to me is the most impressive out of any player in this
Yeah,
playoff
I
so far.
agree. I agree. Based on what he has and what he has
Yeah,
to deal with, I agree.
crazy.
Yep, I agree.
I know Jokic been balling. I know Devin Booker been exceptional. I know KD had his moment. Hell, I know
Devin Booker, but Jimmy
Mhm,
hasn't had the floor spacing or the second
mhm,
option the way those guys have had. So,
mhm.
and he's
yeah.
got to this point. So, I'm gonna go with Jimmy, and he's doing it on both ends of the court.
And guess what, man? The New York Knicks got exposed for what I've been telling them too. I said they missing that marquee guy. You
Yeah,
missing that
yeah,
true number
that's
one guy.
true.
I
Yeah,
love Jalen Brunson though. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a number one guy.
Hmm.
well, I
We
tried to tell that rotten tooth that K having, uh, chicken bone in his jaw, fucking will. Man, the Knicks beat the Cavaliers. Whoop de doo. Okay, cool. But we're going home in the second round, and of course he cursed me out. He called me a Bama. All kind of names. That's
Goddamn
cool.
Bama.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Is
Hey,
that
that
Atlanta?
Atlantean.
Go
Hey,
ahead,
who
bro.
that Atlantean? What up, my
Hey,
guy
shout out to you,
Atlantean?
Atlantean, man. Hey, I know the job not done yet. I ain't gonna jinx you or nothing, man. But what's your thoughts on what you saw last night, and what you think Philly's future for the rest of this playoffs, man?
Uh, I was happy to see what I saw last night. Y'all know ain't nobody more proud of James Harden than me. So uh, we just playing great basketball right now, man. Everybody playing together. Ain't nobody got too much of a load on their shoulders. Tyrese Maxey at any given night he can give you 30, and that's a problem. So I think we got a good a chance as anybody to if we can just get this last game, we can get past Boston. I'm not worried about Miami like that, bro. I really ain't.
Man
I
said
know,
the same thing, though. Man said the same thing. The B go kill Miami.
I know they're a
Mhm.
good
Man,
team.
y'all niggas hating, man. Cut that fucking hating out.
Look at-
Hey,
Django in this bitch, man. Y'all be hating,
hey,
man. I listen
Jay.
to you niggas damn near month straight with all that capping and the number AC, the only one still standing, whapping everything because revenge is sweet like a glass of tea. And Atlantean, you what it do? You my boy. You know Django gonna smoke Rick Ross the third. Stop playing with me, man.
hey, James, y'all got a great team when it come to giving effort, but when it come to talent, bro, y'all just ain't got what it take to
We
beat
don't
us.
need the talent, man. We been having grocery baggers and garbage men, and we been busting y'all up. The
But
hell talent got to do with it. We
y'all
got a better coaching staff. We got a better front office. We ain't losing no 3-1 lead like Doc has all these years to come. And guess what? You still have the same quitters on your team because James Harden doing good. Salute to that boy. And I respect that. Because Embiid finally could stay healthy and push through some shit. I respect that. But when it comes to the come down, nigga, I keep that motherfucking heater on me. Don't play with Django. Do not play with Django. We come and get our girl. I don't know about you niggas. We gonna
y'all
save ours
Hey,
though.
James and Atlantean though. I'm gonna ask both of y'all this. James, you can start off. What's your thoughts on Boston Celtics of their failures and how they've been looking and how much of a disappointment they really have been?
They've been a disappointment because we seen a lot of upside in this team. Making it to the Eastern Conference, battling with LeBron, getting there a couple of years in the East. You know, they're supposed to be over that hump already. But this is what I really see. And I could be wrong, but I'm just on the outside looking in. Dog, them two dudes is alphas. They want to be alphas. So that's gonna draw confliction. Something like Kobe and Shaq. When you have them two high power type players and everybody want to be the man, some people ain't gonna get their credit, some people will. You know, they got to do a better job in the front office of getting these two dudes to believe in each other and play with each other to the point where you got Steph and Clay. Clay not trying to outdo Steph, but guess what? I'm gonna be there when I need you. That's how them two dudes supposed to be. Ain't nowhere in the world you gonna sit here and tell me there's been the more Eastern Conference Finals in these last 5, 6 years than more than anybody, and ain't it only been the one finals and can't get a ring. That just go to show you their cohesiveness and their chemistry is off somewhere. They might need a tune up or all change. They might be on full flats or something. I don't know, but that shit ain't right, bro. And I think Ime would have got him way in a better position, just like last year. This is another thing I see wrong with Boston. If they play their game, they really unbeatable. But they when people put them on the ropes and they be smoking them out the building, then they want to try to play the other team style of game, and that's gonna get them killed every time. Point case example in the finals. Boston wasn't never supposed to shoot that many threes in the finals. Play your game and you more physical than them. Look what the Lakers doing them. Y'all had the size, y'all had the people to do it. Y'all was up 2-1. But at the end of the day, something ain't right when you got two players like Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum, and everybody who like that team, they calling both of them alphas. But to me, they just don't know how to foul each other to close the deal. Al Horford getting old. Marcus Smart, he got better at a defense. I mean, as a shot, a 3-point shooter. But how far that's gonna go with it? Y'all got Malcolm Brogdon over there still starting Marcus Smart. Like, what the hell's going on? Like, something ain't right with that. I think Malcolm Brogdon is more of a pure point guard than Marcus Smart. He could create his own shot, and he's a solid defender. I ain't saying he the Marcus Smart type defender, Jalen Brown, but he could service way more than Marcus Smart giving him. You feel me?
I'm
And you
not
just
gonna lie,
praying on Marcus
Brogdon.
Smart to hit a three every time he open.
I'm not gonna
Like
lie,
when
Brogdon is a better defender than Marcus Smart. A lot of people may think I'm crazy because Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year, but Marcus Smart is overrated as hell defensively. He
we
does,
said that too, Hearn. We said that.
and to me, he should not have won that last year. Alania, man, what's your thoughts on Boston? I know you're happy they not playing Brogdon right, but what's your thoughts on Boston, Alania?
Uh, I think they can't get no easy buckets at the rim because of that monster we got in that paint protecting the rim, bro. And that's causing them to shoot a lot of 3-pointers. You got Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum. To me, they both the same, damn near the same player. They damn near play the same position, kind of like Kawhi and PG. And that don't really work in the NBA, man. You need two players that can play together. They can't play no two-man game. They ain't running no pick and rolls with Tatum and Brown together. They don't play
That's a
no
good
two-man
point.
game. Uh, I don't know, bro. I think they just play the same position, and I don't like that.
I just think it's the egos, if you ask me. Both of them won't be alphas. Both of them shows you I can go get third at any given time. So let's try to put that shit together now. If you gonna go get third, I see you hot. I'm gonna be the lockdown defender. Like
But
nobody
can we
want to play
blame?
defense no more.
But can't we blame? I don't think we could blame Jalen Brown for having the chip on the shoulder due to the fact the disrespect that he got from the franchise twice, putting him in trade rumors. He's not one of the highest paid players in the league as well. Do you think that has a lot to do with Jalen Brown wanting to be the alpha because he feel like he has so much to prove because he feel like no matter what he does, it doesn't garner the respect that it deserves.
They, bruh, they both good players, great players. I like Jalen Brown. On any given night, he can be better than Jason Tatum. The
I
thing,
think he is though, Atlanta, and I ain't gonna lie, because he played
hey,
better three.
the thing is, they both. Damn, Jane, you fucked up my
My
thought.
bad.
They both.
My bad.
Damn, that shit left my brain. But yeah, Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown, they both great players, bro. Thing is, they need both of them to get 30 points, and the only way they're gonna get it is playing one-on-one basketball. So they're not playing together, and that's the problem. And I'm gonna tell you another thing, Joe Mazzulla. If Joe Mazzulla was to get that team to the finals this season, it would take away from Ime Udoka. We'd have to say Ime he might not be that great of a coach because Joe Mazzulla just came in and did the same thing as a rookie head coach. So I don't see no rookie head coach getting a team to the finals 2 years in a row, bro. I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
Look,
but I honestly,
Atlanta, to me, I just think y'all better all around team player, like team, like now I ain't saying top to bottom. I'm talking about as far as cohesiveness and chemistry. Because you got to think about it. Even though they've been to 5 or 6 in that Eastern Conference Finals, dog, look at the way they losing. It's easy to get them out their game. Point case an example. We just waited for James Harden to get hot. We knew he wasn't gonna stay cold forever. But he saved y'all 2 games. We just want Embiid to stay healthy. He's showing that. He fighting through that shit. Same thing with AD. Everybody's showing. We see playoff Jimmy. We've seen this replay already. We've been seeing it for quite some time. So I never thought it was the coach. I always thought the players make the coach, even though the coaches drop the X's and O's. But if they don't go out there and convert, nigga, the coach can be good all he want, but you need good players. So that team, anybody can go over there and get that team. Now I agree with that, but at this point right now, we trying to find out what's the problem, why we can't win a chip, what's not getting us over this hump. All right, we said it was point guard play last year. Y'all went got Malcolm Brogdon for what? Come on, man, like where that decision coming from? But we say that any coach can do it. That's why I say the coaches in this league, bro, with their rotations and how they be playing these players. And look, 1 minute this player can have confidence, and then the next minute you'll tell him now about sitting him on the bench. The dude just dropped 15 for you. Let him keep feeding off that energy. Maybe he can get like Jermichael Green. Came in the game, hit big shots. Now the next game, the man, he can't even get no burn. He ain't even trying to start it.
Hey,
Like,
James.
huh?
Yeah, they need to what they need to do is sit White because they not getting nothing out of White. So
Thank you.
I agree.
Thank you.
But I think Manda Brogdon needs to start, and on top of him starting, I think Manda Brogdon need to be the primary ball handler, and you do a lot of off ball movement with Tatum and Jaylen Brown. That way, you could create easier shots with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
he not
Like,
he not a facilitator though, man. He not comfortable in that role, bro. I don't
He
think
not.
I don't think Brogdon comfortable in the role of being a primary facilitator, bro. I don't
Hey,
see
let me ask you a question, that Landon and y'all. I just seen somebody in the chat. That might be a good deal. Listen to this. They said get rid of one of those dudes and sign a dude like Cat, like somebody that can play down and stretch it out, play on the inside. Where, like you said, Landon, both of them dudes seem like they play the same position. So they gonna always be in the way. Well, it's your turn. It's my turn. How we gonna do this? You hide. I'm gonna just stay over here and stand in the corner. You want me to
I
play
don't think
defense?
Cat the answer though.
I know. I'm just saying another big or something that can take the pressure off them dudes. Like, cause last year, what I think killed Boston and people exploited that. They they they, they just was going left, or they can't go left. They was going right, right. Every time they went left, it was a turnover. It bounced off their feet, hit the other person's leg. Like people watch film, bro. Golden State was a championship team, so they shut all their waters off. They cut all their lines off, and they couldn't, and they suffocated them. Now, like I heard somebody say on the show earlier, Draymond Green, that was last night. Draymond Green do that to every other team, but he ain't doing it to the Lakers like he did to Boston. So that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta bring that punch because Boston is a physical team. They're up a grimy team. They get in your face. You know what I mean? Marcus Smart with the flopping, but he's still gonna body you up. You know, it's not no just like no weak defensive minded team. Them dudes get dirty too when it's time to get down. Because remember in the beginning, is my last point. They was like 31 and 4 or 8 or something. They had the best record in the beginning of the league.
Right, but one thing we know, regular season doesn't always translate to the playoffs, man. Look at it right now,
That's true.
James. I hate
That's
to
true.
admit it. Look at the shit show Lakers. The motherfuckers are one game away from making the Western Conference
What you
Finals.
mean shit show? We ain't no shit show though. Don't do that,
Oh,
I know.
Herb.
oh,
Don't do
oh,
that.
oh.
I
Now you
did
about to
that.
get
I
Africa.
did. I did
Okay.
that to get the attention of you young
Yeah,
Africans. You've been quiet.
I'm listening.
Hey,
Nah,
I'm
but I
listening
ain't
to the
gonna lie,
brothers. Go ahead.
The Lakers surprising me right now. Cause
Hey,
they
just
see
like the Miami are surprising me, my brother.
no,
So
that
don't
ain't no
surprise y'all
surprise,
niggas.
man. We went to a finals and 2 Eastern Conference championships. That's not no surprise, nigga.
It's not a surprise.
This is reality,
Hey,
nigga. You
but
better
hey,
It's
this ain't
reality.
no TV show.
but to
This
speak
is
in,
real life.
but to speak on the Warriors and the Lakers though,
About to
a lot
close
of
out.
people are saying that the Warriors might come back and win this series. What's
Man,
your
shit,
guys'
dude,
thoughts
dog, this
on it?
shit is rigged. This shit should be over. LeBron, stay with your little 22, 10 and 9, 10 and 8, and let AD carry your monk ass home. Stay the fuck out the way. Don't shoot no threes. Get your monkey ass over there in the corner like you did in all the other big games and let the star handle his business. You understand? You did it with Kyrie. You did it for D Wade that first
I
year,
don't
and
know.
you did it for Anthony Davis that first year. So just keep doing that. You be bad. You mean sometimes you could be Robin. Just get the chip, man. You ain't always got to be on Front Street like Ace Boogie said. You feel me? Let that man eat, and you just do the little things. Keep driving, attacking the basket. That's what I want to see. That's why people fell in love with you and gave you all this praise, like you was the next this and that. But look, hey, bro, you can't keep switching your game up, and then you see this man cooking. Now you want to come out there and, like that first game. I mean, the game that y'all lost, and they tied it up. Reason why I feel like y'all lost game two, because he come out there because of the performance he gave in game one, and he want to try to make a statement. He burnt himself out. You scored 21 points in the first quarter, but everybody came up in here killing Anthony Davis, but then kill his no line and having motherfucker for only scoring 2 points in the whole second half. You see what I'm saying? But you supposed to be the GOAT. I don't know no GOAT gonna give you 2 points and can't close that fucking deal. When you was in the game, nigga, them people took off on you in the
Blowout.
second quarter. So
It
with
was a
that being
blowout.
said, I'm just saying, bro, Golden State should be out of there. They too small. Draymond Green is out his body. You already
Hey,
know he
but
clutch
hey, but
anyway,
James, Golden State had been in this situation before, and they have
but not
overcame.
against this tight team, though, dog.
So
Not against this
OKC,
tight team.
so that KD and Russell Westbrook Oklahoma
They
City
wasn't
Thunder.
ready, dog. They showed you they
Yeah.
wasn't ready.
Hey, Clay,
They
Clay
wasn't
was
ready.
prime then, bro. This ain't the same Clay that we seeing. And
That's true too, Atlanta. That's true too.
Steph Curry getting hunted down out there, and
Yeah.
we gotta
Thank
call
you,
him out.
Atlanta. That's a good point.
We gotta call him out on his defense. James Harden playing better defense
Mhm.
than Steph Curry right now. I ain't gonna
Facts.
lie.
I give you that.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hey,
But
hey,
the
but
Lakers just
Atlanta,
Debo
but
and
I'm
them
gonna
niggas.
warn y'all though. Once before. It took a hell of a game five for Klay Thompson before to turn the tide. Then it
Now
took
this
a,
is
then it took
her.
unbelievable third quarter in the game six with Curry and Clay. That
Listen
shit
to
can
this.
easily happen
This
again.
game five
That
though,
can
Herm, we
easily
used to
happen
Clay
again.
showing up in game six. So somebody gotta come out and have an epic performance tonight. Steph, look here.
Klay Thompson is known for great performances.
And look, that was a virtuoso in game two. That nigga was on fire.
Now I'm
30
talking about
ball.
game five, like moments like this. Clay always show up now.
Yeah, game six. Game six used the Clay game, but
Yeah,
Now,
that's his game. That's what I'm
but
saying.
I'm talking
Game
about
six
being
is really his shit.
down. Hey, but Lane, think about this: when they were down 3-1, it took that big game five for Clay. That changed the momentum in that series.
I'm gonna tell you, no else
Then
another.
that third quarter in game six took all the confidence away from OKC.
You
Clay.
know why? Another reason. What you call them losing? Cause see, when you don't, when you get that money, it changes a lot of shit, dog. But while you playing to get the bag, oh, you out there diving, losing teeth, breaking elbows, losing
You
toenails and
talking about
fingernails.
Jordan Poole?
Jordan
Jordan
Poole
Poole?
got that fucking 140. This nigga be
Mm.
giving goose eggs and shit. I'm
Killer.
like, bro, I told them, look,
Killer. Hit you.
you overpaying these niggas, man. You overpaying these niggas to the point. I don't give a fuck what the motherfucking value is. Bitch, if you're a can picker, you're a can picker.
Yeah, he comfortable, and this is my thing, right? Is that the Warriors have made every adjustment they could, right? They benched Looney, start Jermichael, benched Jermichael Green, start Gary Payton, right? They've been looking for answers. They've had great shooting nights, still lost, right? Curry's played well, they lost. Curry's had a flawed general game and being a true point guard, they lost or they won that game. But they couldn't sustain that. They went out of their natural offense and start running hot pick and rolls consistently, right? So they've been trying to do a lot of things, right? And they're looking for answers on a consistent basis. This is my thing. Curry, we can expect in game five happening very soon, a couple hours, right? For Steph Curry and Klay Thompson to have big games, right? But who else riding shotgun with these dudes, and who else is gonna come with it, right? Because them two can't beat the Lakers, right? They can't stop what the Lakers do. At their best, they can't really stop what they do. They can't lock down the paint, right? They can't stop the dribble penetration. So they really got to just outscore the Lakers pretty much, bro, and rely on their offense. And so, who's riding with him? Is Jordan Poole gonna
I'm,
turn
I'm
up?
gonna
Is
tell you a
Andrew
guy.
Wiggins gonna turn up? Like, who's
But
gonna
I'm gonna
turn
tell
up,
you
bro?
a guy we need to call out, young Africa, that he hasn't been called out enough to me. Another $100 million man, and Jordan
Mm.
Poole.
Oh,
He has not
absolutely,
shown up at
absolutely.
all. I think he's been a huge disappointment. I think
What about?
Jordan. I think Golden State is going to regret the fact that they paid this man the money that they paid him. I
Mm.
think Jordan Poole, to me, I feel like he was overpaid from the jump. In my opinion, I said that soon as signed him. I said last year they should not, even though he had a couple of moments in the final, I felt like they still didn't need to pay him. I felt like they should have secured Draymond Green for the rest of his career and then you just add some more pieces. Even if you do a sign to trade with him, hell, you could have got a John Collins for his ass and should have did that trade and got John Collins, to be honest. But
Mhm.
Jordan Poole's been a highly disappointing guy. But Andrew Wiggins, that's another $100 million
Yeah,
dollar
he's
man.
been bad
You
too a little bit. Yeah. All right.
you gotta be the third guy, Andrew Wiggins. You
Mhm.
gotta score that 20 points a game. You gotta score your career average. If if
Hey,
if Golden State want
And
to have a
and
chance to
also
win the
too, Herm,
series.
shame on Steve Kerr because Steve Kerr needs to make a decision in these games. If Jordan Poole's shot is not going down, you can't play him because defensively he can care less about defense. And then offensively, I mean, we bash Westbrook for playing at a extreme out of control pace. Well, he does the exact same thing on offense for the Warriors. He just out of control. And so Steve Kerr needs to be more disciplined with his rotations. I want to see Moody, who can shoot that basketball, play more minutes, right? And also too, in that game, was it game 4? Devinchenko had like a 4 straight possessions where he just did dumb shit. The Lakers were like down by 7, and Devinchenko had 4 straight bad possessions. You blink, it's a tie game. And so Steve Kerr needs to have a way more um, shorter leash on certain guys. And here's my last point, because Africa says something that caught my eye, because he's making it seem like the Warriors can't make adjustments or they're searching. I don't think they're searching at all because some of these games have been lost late in the fourth quarter with just poor execution. And so, what surprises me because the Warriors are a team that has been in every situation you can think of. And so, for them not to get good quality shots in these moments, that's what's surprising to me. I don't think they're searching. I don't think they need to adjust all that much. They just need to execute and get good shots. Now, some of that is because of the length and Lakers defense. I'll submit to that. But this is more so of the Warriors just turn the ball over, not getting good offense in the clutch moments. I don't think they're searching Africa. Absolutely
Mhm.
not, because the games have been close. They just the Warriors have just failed to execute. That's
I
all.
disagree.
That's
I
it, bro.
disagree because when you go out of your natural offense, right, and you run high
Uh-huh.
pick and roll, something you don't do during the regular season, when you have Steph Curry then in the next game play as a true point guard instead of his just natural scoring self playing off ball and you put him on ball, right? That's a difference, right? Because of Vanderbilt. Then you switch up the lineup because and you put Jermichael Green in instead of Kevin Looney because the floor spacing don't work, right? And you need someone to space the floor out so Steph Curry can even function in the pick and roll. That's an adjustment. You're searching for answers. Then you bench Jermichael Green and go looking for Gary Payton and tell him to come into the starting lineup. I
Well,
think you're looking for
Africa.
answers, Hurt Miles. That's
Hold
just
on,
me though. I think you're
damn,
searching.
bro. Hold on. Africa. Do you see how you're like how your whole demeanor changed in this series,
Hmm?
bro? We talked about the Lakers and Warriors and shit, bro. You were doing good about 10 minutes ago, and now you went fucking from a 0 to like 50 that quick. All I'm
Hey
saying is
man, go
all I'm
ahead.
saying is this, bro. You make some valid points. You know what I'm saying? But isn't the postseason about adjustments anyways? Just because you make an adjustment doesn't mean that you're like searching like that. Now, if you
Starting
want to
lineups. Hey Maz, which championship team switches up their starting lineup twice in a series,
hey,
Maz?
hey, Mouse.
That's just the question, Maz. But that's
Hey,
all. Go
Mouse. The minute you decide to play small ball,
yeah.
ahead.
search. You search
You
because
searching, bro. You searching.
No, but
because
Golden State. Hold on though, because hasn't Golden State done that before? I mean this isn't nothing new for them. So I
yeah, but
mean, you're not
they don't
certain.
got Iggy no more. They ain't got Iggy. They ain't got the same pieces of that old depth lineup. But hey, we seeing a reemergence of the center in the NBA, bro. The
Mm.
best 3 players in the NBA right now, Jokic, Embiid, and AD, bro.
Mm.
We seeing a reemergence.
Well. Listen, if you want to put Joel and Jokic in that category, you can. I mean, I'm with you. But Anthony Davis hasn't been consistent enough for me to say that just yet. He's had a good
Stop
game,
it.
bad game, good game, good game, bad game. And so, I mean, so no. I mean, I think
No,
Devin's been
I
better
don't
than him.
agree with
I think Jimmy's been better than him in this postseason. And so, listen, when AD plays well, I'm not going to lie, bro. They're tough to beat. I get it. When he plays well, he looks like a top 2, 3 player in the league. But you don't get that game in, game out the way you get it from Joel and Jokic. So I'm not putting AD in the same breath those guys because those two guys are consistent. He's not.
I'm gonna tell you why we can't put Jimmy up there
Why
because
not?
nobody considers Jimmy's team having a chance to win a championship, bro. Nobody considers their team a real contender.
Well, hold on, Lennon. So hold on, bro. If you don't have the Heat as a contending team, then how in the hell are the Sixers? The Sixers ain't even been. Joel had never been to a conference finals. So how is he? How is he a contender? But Jimmy Butler, who's been to the last 2 or 3 conference finals and to a finals, and they're not contenders, make that make sense, man.
But I'm saying it's not just Jimmy. It's not Jimmy. It's the others on that team that make us consider that team not being a championship contender,
But
bro.
Jimmy Butler, okay, cool, I got you, bro. But Jimmy just beat the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis and that team.
I know you're right.
Who had
You're
the best overall record out east? So what makes you think that if he can't, if Jimmy and those role players who actually play their roles beat the Bucks, what makes you think that they can't beat the Sixers in a 7-game series?
Because at what point do we think Jimmy gonna be? When is he gonna wear down, bro? How long is he gonna be
Has he
able
been? Well, I mean, Atlantean. I mean, bro, are you serious right now? I mean, when is James Harden? Hold on, bro. You're questioning Jimmy's if he's going to wear down. Then cool. Then I'm questioning James Harden's consistency. Then when is James Harden going to show up?
I'm just saying. Jimmy is human. We can't expect him to come out there and beat Joel Embiid, James Harden, Tyrese Maxey, and Tobias Harris. He's not gonna be able to do it.
Well,
And you know
do it last year.
I know you know basketball.
No,
you know
hold on, bro. Hold on. Didn't he do it last year?
Well, Joel Embiid was hurt the first 2 games.
No. Bro, listen, bro, Jim, I don't care.
And that was the first round.
Bro, Jimmy
still
just
fresh.
Hold on,
fresh. We talking about
Jimmy
third
just
round.
beat the Milwaukee Bucks without Tyler Hero.
He said that was fresh Jimmy. Moss, he said that was fresh Jimmy.
First round. That was first round. Fresh Jimmy.
These are the world's greatest athletes. Like, I mean, you act as if he's going to just.
But he's human though. He's human. He can't do it all by himself. That's
James Harden. Okay, so are you banking on that? Because listen, I think Joel Embiid plays great throughout the postseason, as long as they're in the postseason. If that makes sense, I think at some point James Harden comes back down to reality. So then, okay, because we all know if James Harden is not doing what he's doing, the Sixers are not advancing. Point period blank. Like, you need this version of James Harden. So you trust James Harden to be this version of James Harden, but you don't trust Jimmy, who is in elite conditioning shape, to do what he do? Come on, bro. Like that don't make sense.
I expect Jimmy to do what he gonna do, but I don't see the rest of that team, the Bam Adebayos of the world.
But they beat you guys last year, though, bro. They beat you guys last year.
For one thing, that was a team that we had just put together. That team had just came together after the All-Star break. This is a whole different team. We got the whole season together.
And the Heat had a roster full of like misfits, along with Jimmy Butler, and they got it done. I mean, it doesn't matter if they hold on, bro. It doesn't matter if they were just put together or not, because guess what? The Lakers just got put together 2 months ago. So I mean, bro, talent is talent.
I mean, that's LeBron though. LeBron do that every year.
Facts, Atlantean.
But
hey, that's another strike on his shoulder. That's another strike. Rookie coach, young squad. Go ahead, man.
I'm just listening. And my boy Atlantean, bro.
I'm
not questioning what LeBron James does every year. You just said, well, the Sixers just got put together last year. Well, from a talent standpoint, bro, I don't care if they got put together the day before the series started. They were picked to beat the Miami Heat. They had Joe Embiid, Tobias, Tyrese Maxey, and fucking James Harden. And Jimmy Butler with a group of like role players and a pretty good player in Tyler Hero, who was still battling a hamstring injury, beat y'all.
I mean, that's a fact. I can't dispute that, but I feel like we're a better team this season, Miles.
Oh, I agree. That's true. I agree with that.
I'm glad y'all came to an understanding. But I want you to expand on
better, because the Sixers are better because of a few things. One is Tyrese Maxey has gotten better. So that off top makes him just better. And then 2, I'm liking how Doc Rivers is trusting some of his role guys. I like when he plays Reed. I like when he plays Ninyang. I like when he plays Milton, right? And so, and then again, I'm liking this version of James Harden. But, bro, like, Atlanta, me and you are both diehard Houston Rockets fan, or at least I am, bro. Like, we've been down this road before, right? where Harden gets you to the point where you're like, yeah, he's all this and a bag of chips, right? And then when the moment becomes a moment, right? He doesn't. He lets you down. And
Well,
so
he don't have it.
I can't listen, bro. I'm going with because listen, the thing is this: if Jimmy's not making shots, he impacts the game in other ways, bro. Defense, rebounding, toughness, leadership. James will still facilitate to a certain degree, but when James ain't making shots, which at some point is going to be likely, like his game just goes south. And
But
so,
he locked in though, Miles. He playing deep. You
but
know,
he's been locked in before, and then at some point he becomes unlocked, and then he. I mean, Atlanta, come on, bro. I mean,
Joel Embiid is the piece that's gonna put us over the top though. He ain't got to be the best player. He ain't got to be the second best player because Maxey can on any given night hit 30. So I mean, a Miami Heat team without Tyler Hero is not gonna beat us. Period.
Okay, but they beat the Bucks. You know who were better defensively than you guys, right? Because the Bucks played better defense than you guys. You know, you can compare Giannis to Joel. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, we all thought the Heat were going to get their.
So, Lenny, you're looking past the Boston Celtics already, Lenny?
Oh no.
No, he didn't say that, bro. No, he didn't say that.
Because if it goes 7, I still feel like Boston got a great chance.
You know what's funny is Atlanta, bro. Ant made a great point, man, and we know this shit, man. The last time our guy Harden was up 3-2 was versus the Golden State Warriors, and he had like a 15-point lead back at the game in Oakland. I was at that game. Game 6 was at the Oracle, and we blew that lead. And then Game 7, we had like a 12 or 13-point lead at halftime, and he blew that game. And so, I mean, we've seen Harden with a 3-2 lead, you know, pretty much melt the bed. And again, I know this isn't quote unquote Harden's team, but this is gonna sound crazy though, Africa. And if I'm wrong, tell me, Atlanta. This team goes as Harden goes.
True.
I mean,
it's because he a point guard. He the point guard and he running the show. That's what it is. You know, he doing.
But I feel like the ceiling to reach their full potential, Harden got to play at an All NBA level for them to reach their potential. You know what MB gonna give you? Tyrese Maxey slotted in his spot. You know, Tobias Harris gonna give you that 15, 20, you know, solid defense. But the consistency of James Harden, if he gives you the All NBA level and on certain games when you need it, when they're loading up on Embiid, he can give you that 30, 40 piece. That's what sounds like a championship team. You know what I mean? And so I think I understand what you mean by as far as Harden goes. If Harden is playing at a high level, they can be a championship team. If he's not, championship not coming to Philly, man.
Hey, if Harden playing at a high level, ain't nobody beating us. But
nobody,
We still got a chance with 22 and 11 James Harden.
Okay.
He got to get 40 every night because I mean Embiid. When you look at Embiid and Giannis, man, Giannis has none of the skills that Embiid has. That's why he's easier to stop for the Miami Heat because all he's gonna do is try to debo you through your chest and get to the rim, or try to spin, or give you that weak ass euro. He don't got no moves. And Moss been right about this the whole time, and I got to give him credit for that.
He has. And so I want you to expand on that point you said before, Lenny. You said something very interesting, you know, original, because you know the game. You said that this playoffs has showed you the emergence of the center. Expand on that, my brother. That was a great point. I want you to expand on that.
Like, ain't even been cooking now.
I watched Jokic the other night, man, and that dude there, he a real problem for the NBA. He it's real. It ain't just an aberration that this dude won 2 MVPs, man. He gonna be good for a long time. For the next 4-5 years, he gonna be a problem. And then you got AD on any given night, man. AD can be the best player in the NBA if he just play hard and he don't play soft. He a great player. His defense, his rim protection, him and Embiid, the best 2 rim protectors in the NBA. And then you got Embiid, he the MVP, the reigning MVP. Them the best 3 players in the game right now to me.
And so you think that the NBA, damn, it's raining hard wherever somebody's at, huh? Okay, but
yeah, it's me. Huh? That's me, Doc.
Yes, raining hard is all good, man. Blessing, rain's a blessing. But so let me ask you. So you think that it's going? Do you think it will change the landscape of the NBA and make it more a reemergence of the center, make it more about the big man coming back and the small ball kind of dying out with dominant centers in the game?
It's up to the big men. They gotta force it to become a big man game again because they got all the size, and we seeing some of the most talented, most skilled big men ever. So they got all the tools to change the game and make this a big man league again, bro. 3 point shots, everybody can't be Steph Curry, man. It's only one Steph Curry.
And as you can see, like a dominant big like a Anthony Davis who can be dominant on defense, who can switch out on the pick and roll and guard these perimeter guards. If you got a guy like that, Embiid is similar to that. He can do that as well. Not so much Jokic, but if you have a defensive big that can play two ways and he's talented on offense and can switch out, he's athletic enough to guard these perimeter guys. I think that you can shut down a lot of these perimeter players and these perimeter teams that rely on the perimeter shots. And then on top of that, when it goes to the offensive end, you can't play that small ball. And we can take y'all out the game. And if there's ever a mismatch where Curry or Clay or somebody's guarding the big, they're getting cooked every single time. So there's always been an advantage for bigger players. And I just
Right.
like that idea of the reemergence of the center because Wembanyama is about to come into the NBA as well soon. And I think sooner or later it's gonna be 6'7", 6'8" Steph Curry type of guys, 6'9" type of guys who can play in all types of ways on all three levels, and it kind of will take out the 6'2" guy. I don't know, unless you're extremely talented, you might not be able to be 6'2" and walk into the NBA ever again, bro. Straight
Right.
up, man.
The NBA size always has mattered in the NBA, bro. For real. Size matter, bro.
And so you got the Denver and Philly in the finals, Atlanta. Is that what I heard you say?
I think it could easily be the Lakers.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, Joker's playing great, but I think the experience of LeBron and AD, I feel like the Lakers win that series, man.
Me too. We looking nice, man. I wouldn't mind seeing Philly, man. I don't know. Philly would be an amazing series if the
I ain't
Lakers
gonna
met
lie.
Philly.
Let's go Warriors, man. Warriors.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go Warriors, man.
They ain't got the size, bro. They ain't got no size. Small ball don't work in the playoffs, man. We tried that shit with Houston. Shit don't work, especially against the Lakers. Lakers kicked our ass when we played small ball against them in the bubble. That shit don't work against the Lakers.
Yeah, when you had a Westbrook and Harden, yeah, that didn't work, man. Didn't work. But shout out to Philly, man. I'm liking what I see in the NBA though. I'm liking this unpredictability. The playoffs is being unpredictable, and I know Herm don't like it. I mean, he's saying let's go Warriors, like he
Yeah,
really
it's
invested like that.
a lot
More
of
tough.
talent across the board, man. It's a lot of talent in the league. I mean,
Facts.
you can look at Phoenix and look what Devin Booker over there doing, man. He's doing great things, playing way better than KD to me.
Yeah, he is. He is, no doubt. That's a fact.
Yeah, but we gotta be real too, Atlanta. Devin Booker gets some of the easiest looks now because of Kevin Durant, though.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah,
But
it goes both ways.
you still gotta make them shots though. So he's still getting guarded. It ain't like he wide open.
I think Kevin Durant biggest problem, especially last night, he was overthinking instead of just point blank. Soon you get the ball and tech. He got to just start getting the ball in the tech instead of overthinking, trying to see what type of looks they're trying to give him. Fuck all that. Just be fucking Kevin Durant and attack. You don't have to worry.
He not. He not.
Yeah,
He
go
not.
ahead, bro.
He not confident in his handle. He not confident with his handle no more, man. He too easy to pick, and his passing. I always question his passes. He's not a great passer. We really seeing him turn into a jump shooter. That's what he is, bro. He a jump shooter, a great jump shooter, but that's what he is. He's not a facilitator, and he's not gonna attack the rim. Period.
That's facts, and we've been seeing like with talking about Philadelphia and these teams that are versatile, right? They can give you different looks, different plays that can attack in different parts of the game. Tobias Harris can get on all three levels. Tyrese Maxey can get on all three levels. But your dominant players like Harden and Embiid can get on all three levels. And these one-dimensional teams like the Phoenix Suns, when they're pressing, right, and he's a great shot creator, KD, obviously. He's one of the greatest scorers of this generation, right? But at the end of the day, why to me he ain't like as good of a scorer as like a Kobe Bryant, for example, is that his shot selection, and some people question Kobe's shot selection, right? But his ability to get to certain spots on the floor, his ability to attack a defense and understand that at certain moments, my mid-range shot ain't gonna be there. At certain moments, the post fade ain't gonna be there. At certain moments, I just gotta put my head down and attack. He doesn't have that ability. On top of that, Kobe was a way better playmaker, but KD has to understand that he got to get going for his teammates to get going. It don't matter what defense they're really throwing at you. If you're not scoring at a high level, at an efficient level, they're not leaving Landry Shamet open, right? They're not leaving TJ Warren open. They're just going to load up the defense on you. But if you are able to still score on that, or if you're able to, if they're loading up, pass to the open man, and then he scores, you're going to open up the floor for these other guys. But if you're just continually analyzing the defense and seeing why you have a one-on-one matchup on that perimeter and you're not attacking quickly to not allow them to even load up, that's on KD, man. So his IQ is that question. Shot selection is that question. His ability to shoot the three is that question. To be an all-time great scorer, how you got 0 threes in a game, Herm? Like, how does that work out for KD, bro? I don't know. I don't understand that.
I feel like his athleticism ain't where it used to be either.
That's true.
He just ain't. He getting older, man. He 35. He didn't take care of his body like he should have. I mean, he never hit the weight room, and just showing he can't go to the post. All that size he got, but he can't get in the post and get himself no easy shots. So he taking tough looks, and they not falling. So it just is what it is, man.
Exactly, man, and it's interesting how a guy like, we would all say that KD is a better scorer than Jimmy Butler, but somehow on a less talented team, on a team with less floor spacing, a team with less individual talent, Jimmy Butler gets whatever shot he wants, Atlanta, anytime he wants it.
Because he got a motor that don't stop. He gonna go get it, and he got so much confidence, bro. That dude got a lot of confidence. He don't think nobody can beat him, and that's why he performed the way he performed. So, KD, we ain't never seen. KD ain't never been the type of player that's gonna go out there 56 in the playoffs. He ain't got that kind of motor. He kind of like Kawhi Leonard. They great players, but they not gonna just cook like a Kobe Bryant. They not gonna do that. Or Devin Booker. Like Devin Booker gonna get all these points. I don't see KD. KD can't do that night in, night out, bro. Not at this age, he can't.
I agree. So what would be your game plan against Jimmy Butler? Are you letting Jimmy Butler eat and just holding everyone, clamping up everybody else, or you focusing on Jimmy Butler's offense and you feel like if you stop Jimmy or you slow him down, make him inefficient, Philly wins that series? Like, how would you go about it?
I'm gonna meet him at the rim. Every time he get in the paint, I'm gonna make sure my big man is there. And I'm gonna give him the 3-pointer, man. If he beat us with threes, then so be it. I don't think he can beat us with threes, bro.
Facts. Body him hard. Check him hard.
I'm gonna tell y'all one more thing about Maxey. I feel like Maxey is like a young Kyrie Irving, bro. I said that a couple months back. He remind me of a young Kyrie. He not as nice as Kyrie with the ball. It don't look as pretty. But when it comes to his to the way he just approaches scoring, he not afraid to put that ball up, bro. He gonna pull it at any time, and if he hot, he gonna give you some points. So I feel like he a young Kyrie. He'll never be as great as Kyrie, but he
no, that's not a bad comparison at all. I think we've been trying to tell Big Tone that Tyrese Maxey clear cut better play than Tyler Hero, but he didn't want to listen, Elaine. What can we do?
He's still not listening. Even though every time Maxey played against Tyler Hero, Maxey had 25 and Hero had like 9 or 10. I mean, he a better player than Tyler Hero, bro.
And Big Tone hard-headed as hell. He hard-headed, man. But he got a right to brag. He got a right to brag.
Yeah, he talking his talk right now.
None of our asses saw what we seeing right now though, so he got a right to brag. But
Mm.
Embiid would just be too much for Miami. They don't have nobody coming out the bench on the level of Tyrese Maxey. Hell, they don't have nobody on the floor that's better than Tobias Harris other than Jimmy Butler. Man, Philly just gonna be too much for him, bro. As good as Miami been. I love it because I love the underdogs, but they're not ready for no Philadelphia, man.
Nah, nah, they can't beat us, bro. They can take us 6, but they ain't. Nah, it ain't happening. We got too much talent, man. Top to bottom.
But look, man, I appreciate y'all, man. I gotta get ready for work. Man, shout out to Atlantean, man, my brother, man. It's good to be on the panel with you again, man. Gotta come more often. Uh, Young Africa, man. Shout out to my brother, Young Africa, and Mr. Maz. We was cooking. We was cooking them damn Celtics, man. You know they deserve it. Shout out to James, man. James been hiding, but he out the woodwork. So Atlanta, you gonna have your hands full, man. You got to deal with Big Tone and James,
Hell
boy.
yeah, man. Hell yeah. They
you
gonna
got
get they gonna get their feelings hurt though, but
you
it is
got
what it
your
is.
hands full, man. Shout out to Ticket, man. Hey, Ticket, man. Like I said, we ain't worried about that bullshit. You the pioneer of this YouTube shit. We gotta give you credit when credit is due. You deserve your flowers. You know the game. You love the game. You just got passion for this shit, and people don't understand the passion with it. So that's why a lot of cats get offended and don't know how to deal with certain things. Man, but it is what it is, man. Y'all keep supporting our brother Chicky. Y'all keep liking. Y'all keep subscribing. Y'all keep showing the brother love because he be dropping hella content. And he is the hardest worker on this YouTube shit, man. So man, shout out to Ticket again, man. If y'all wanna donate to the platform, man, y'all can. My cash app is $cash11. Some of y'all heard my objective, what I've been on today. You know, it's looking good for my brother, man. He gonna end up beating the case, man. Got too much going right for him. They didn't have any probable cause. They was wrong about everything they was doing, so they're gonna end up dropping everything, visiting him today and everything. Cause they didn't even want to give him a bond. You know what I'm saying? Cause he a convicted fella, got caught with a weapon, which was registered, you know, in a whole nother person's name, and he was in one of my vehicles at that. So you know what I'm saying. End of the day, he's straight on that. It ain't nothing to do with him. So end of the day, they should not even ask to search the vehicle anyway over a traffic stop, supposed traffic stop. So he gonna be all right. He gonna be straight. He gonna get out real soon, man. But I appreciate it. Shout out to Lilo, man. Lilo been there for me. Man, salute to him for real, man. He gave me something I didn't even respect. So shout out to Lilo. If you out there listening to Lilo, shout out to you, my elder. Even stepped in and helped the brother out as well. Man, shout out to Elder. Always been a genuine guy. Straight up, man. So shout out to those brothers, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuning into this video. Man, hey, like I said, man, y'all want to hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If y'all want to donate to the platform, hit up $cash11, man. Salute to y'all, and I'm out, y'all.